everybody know we're here. Greetings, YouTube. I'm going to put up our little opening here. And it shouldn't be echoey, so hopefully it's not.
What little glimpse I got of it, it sounded okay.
All right, good. All right, let me open up our tabs here. Back to the show notes so I know what I'm doing and talking about and all that good stuff. And we will start the show here in 3, 2, 1. Greetings, programs, and we're back for another episode of the Nerd Cave Retro Show. My name is Jason Robbins.
And my name is Derek Diamond.
So how has your week been?
Honestly, it's been kind of the same since the beginning of the year. It just has gone by so fast.
Yeah.
Like I can't really remember too much of what I did.
I can't believe it's almost April. Like, dude, where has this year gone so far?
Be April in 2 days, as of when we're recording this. Yeah, work's been really busy for me. I mean, it's, Easter's this upcoming weekend, so around this time of year is always the busiest time of year. But looking forward to having a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Here in a couple of weeks. My wife and I will be going on vacation for our anniversary.
Oh, awesome!
So that'll be fun. That'll be in like 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. So I have that to look forward to.
Are you into the April Fool's jokes? Do you like the April Fool's stuff? I'm not much of a practical joker.
I cannot stand April Fools. It's just like some of it is funny, like just stuff that is obnoxiously fake. I think the most famous April Fool's prank will forever be the mock Zelda trailer that IGN did back in, I think it was 2009, because I believed it. And then when I saw the date, I'm like, you jerks.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell got me a few years ago when he put something up about how they were going to be bringing back the Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. And I got so excited. And I was like, oh, it's April 1st. Bruce, why? Why would you do that to us?
But what about you? How's your week been?
It's pretty good. Playing a lot of Balatro as usual. I beat Kingdom Rush 5, and I'm just kind of, going through playing stuff on not normal, but the heroic and the nightmare difficulty, that type of stuff. Played a little, I'll be honest, I'm reviewing Double Dribble tonight, but I played maybe 5 minutes of it this week because, I mean, it's Double Dribble. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah.
But other than that, really not a whole lot going on in the old J-Funktastic homestead here. Just, living, working, that type of thing.
Surprised you haven't done another playthrough of Resident Evil 4.
It's coming. I still want to do the all the DLC for it, but I had to give it a break for a little bit.
Understandable. I did. I completed my latest playthrough of Earthbound
nice.
Saturday morning. So that was really all I played for the most part. Because, like I said, the weekends, because with kind of getting stuff done around the house and then having to cover events for work, kept me pretty busy.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I showed everybody in the Discord, and I think I put it on Threads too. I got this really awesome Batman cup at Thrift earlier this week or last week, and it's from the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman, and it's got a little age on it, but it still looks almost brand new. And I was so excited when I saw that thing. I was like, man, this is awesome. It's rare to come across really cool things like that at the Thrift.
You have to bring it on the show and then take a sip out of it and ask, "You ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?"
Yeah, never opened to the man's rhubarb.
Yeah, that was a good find.
Yeah, and it's in my my cabinet now, down by my action figures from the that original Batman movie.
Nice.
The really good figures, like I actually want to start collecting them again, but they're starting to get expensive, so I think I may have been priced out of that by now.
Along with everything else.
Yep, pretty much. And on that note, we got a lot of news to get to. You ready to jump into it?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get to the news thing here. There we go. Some of this week's stories were provided to us by our good friend Armez Jackson. And if you have a news story you'd like us to cover, send them to nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. And the first story is from the otakuauthority.com. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness out now on Nintendo Switch Online on the Switch 2. After announcing it during Pokemon Presents, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have released Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness for Nintendo Classics on the Nintendo Switch Online on Switch 2. Let's see, what was just some of their quote here was, Shadow Pokemon have reappeared in the Ori region. I guess that's how you pronounce that. In this role-playing game released for the Nintendo GameCube in 2005. You are a young boy living at the Ori region's Pokemon HQ lab with his mom and little sister who gets swept up in a grand adventure when an incident occurs at the lab. With your Aura Reader, you can detect shadow Pokemon that have had the doors to their hearts shut, and the Snag Machine, which can capture shadow Pokemon from evil trainers. It's up to you to save the world, stand against evil, and reopen the doors to the shut hearts of the shadow Pokemon to restore them to their natural selves. What do you think? Did you ever play this one, Derek?
I did not. I recognize the box art very well. I remember seeing it numerous times, but I just never got around to playing it. Now that I see the description of it, they kind of remind me of the Heartless from Kingdom Hearts. You know, like the shut hearts and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't have a Switch 2, so like I can't play this online.
Yeah.
And GameCube games are pretty pricey now, so
Especially
I don't
Pokemon.
know when or if I will get this game. Which I know we probably won't get into it tonight, maybe next week, but there's a rumor of a pretty big remake coming to the Switch 2 that if that happens, I think Nintendo's going to force me to buy one.
It might be the only thing that could get me to fork out the money for a Switch 2 at this point.
Yeah. But this is pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, so they're going to go all out with it. Let's see. Our next story comes to us from NintendoLife.com. And this was a poll that Nintendo Life posted. Who's your favorite Resident Evil villain? After 30 years of Resident Evil, it's safe to say that we've come across a whole bunch of nasty villainous characters. Some have stuck around for years, others only for a single game. But all of them have made their mark on the overarching Resident Evil narrative in their own way. Even the most despicable evildoers can find their way into our hearts, though. So today we'd like to find out which of Resident Evil's villains is your absolute favorite. Could it be the terrifying yet tragic Lisa Trevor? Or perhaps Ricardo Irving, a character so obviously irritating that it might actually be brilliant? So, and they have, I would assume, most, if not all, Resident Evil villains listed in this poll.
They have them all listed here, and you can vote in the poll. It's still going right now. I'm going to go ahead and throw my vote right now for Mr. X, because he is the freakiest one of all of them, because he's just an unstoppable tank of a villain. So there, yeah. Oh, let's see. Actually, when you do that, it gives you the results. Let's see. Who is your favorite Resident Evil villain? Right now, Albert Wesker is winning with 28% of the vote. Alcina Dimitrescu, Lady Dimitrescu, is number 2 at 7%. And we have at number 3, Alexia Alfred Ashford, Bittoris Mendez. Both of those are at 2%. Carla Redames, I don't know which one she's from, at 0.3%. Derek Simmons at 0.1%. Donna, oh wow, these are all just kind of like all over the place at the bottom. Nemesis at 18%. So yeah, these are yeah, it looks like Albert Wesker's kind of taking the lead right now. I don't even see Mr. X on the thing here. Hold on. There's nobody. Oh, there he is. Mr. X at 9%. So they got this all out of whack. So here it is. It's not in order. So Albert Wesker is at number 1 at 28%. We have Nemesis at 18 and Mr. X at 9%. And then Lady Dimitrescu coming in at 7. So that's where the top 4 stand right now.
I always thought Nemesis was the coolest looking Resident Evil villain. I remember seeing him for the first time. I'm like, well, he looked awesome.
That's pretty creepy.
Though it would have been funny if they had put, and this would have been my choice, the first zombie you encounter in the first Resident Evil game. Because I have not been scared more of a Resident Evil character than that particular zombie.
I can't believe they didn't put the liquors on here, because that's one of the very first ones you see that's like that's hard to kill, because you go into that first little office, then you go down that hallway of the police station and you see it go past the window and you're just like, what the hell was that? You turn the corner and there it is, the liquor, and it just beats the crap out of you for a couple of minutes. You can either try to fight it and lose all your bullets and most of your health, or you can just run. And most of the time I just ran.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put the liquors on here. Interesting.
And Nick in the chat room even says that best villain in RE is Wesker. Yeah, I mean, he's a great villain, but I don't know. I love Mr. X. I love the fact that you just can't get away from him. He's just relentless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as well versed in Resident Evil as you are, but I will take your word for it.
Next story is from NintendoLife.com. Picross S Konami Antiques Edition features Castlevania, Contra, and more. Jupiter Corporation has announced a new Picross entry to its growing lineup. Picross S Konami Antiques Edition launching on the 30th of April. For the Switch eShop, the new game will introduce several classic Konami properties, including Gradius series, Twin Bee series, Castlevania series, Ganbare Goemon series, and Contra series. Altogether, Konami Antiques will feature representation of more than 80 titles of the aforementioned series, priced at $17.99. It's a pretty good value. A free demo will also be made available from the 16th of April, on the 16th of April. So we'd encourage you to give it a shot if you've never experienced Picross before. This is actually a pretty good value for that.
Yeah, $18. That's not bad at all. It's interesting because I vaguely remember Picross. I know there was a Mario version.
Yeah.
For the it was either for the Game Boy or the Game Boy Advance. I never played it, but I remember hearing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of this for $18. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all. If I was a Picross player, I would be picking it up, but I mean, I haven't really I'm like you, I haven't played much Picross at all.
Just seeing the screen caps, it kind of reminds me of the old Minesweeper game. Mm-hmm. You used to play on the old PCs, like on Windows 95.
Yeah. Was there ever an actual strategy to Minesweeper? No. Or were you just randomly clicking?
It was like bubble wrap. You just pop, and then just see what happens.
That
was my strategy.
What if you tried to play Minesweeper in real life and it was just bubble wrap, but like every couple of bubble wraps would just be like explosives and just blow your thumbs off?
If it was like that, then we would not be doing this podcast right
now. My mind goes weird places. I'm sorry, everybody.
No, it's all good. That's what makes this show great. From TimeExtension.com, you can now check if a Game Boy cart is fake using your smartphone and this awesome device. We covered Epilogue's amazing GB operator a while back and found it a great way to combine your physical collection of Game Boy carts with the comfort and functionality of modern emulation. The adapter is capable of accepting Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance cartridges and runs them on your computer under emulation. Epilogue has a SNES version in the works, but that hasn't stopped it from expanding the features of the original Game Boy model. As spotted by our friends over at Retro Dodo, Epilogue has released a smartphone application called Retrace that works with the GB operator and lets you check whether a cartridge is legit. This feature was previously exclusive to Epilogue's Playback Computer application, but having it on your phone is much easier, especially if you're out and about shopping for Game Boy games and want to test before you hand over your money.
Mm-hmm.
I like this a lot.
Me too, because there are a lot of fake carts out there now, not just for Game Boy, but for NES, like people trying to pawn off fake carts of like like DuckTales 2 and things like that, and Little Samson, stuff like that. And with the Game Boy, especially with all the Pokemon games, there is so many fake carts out there in the Pokemon community. Like, this is a great app to have. If you're in that market for that kind of stuff, you should have this on your phone.
Yeah, if I ever get into collecting Game Boy games, I will absolutely get this app. So shout out to Epilogue for doing good work.
This is cool. It says plug the GB operator into your phone, insert a cartridge, and it will not only tell you if it's authentic, but will also give you the typical price for that game.
Ooh,
that's nice.
That's even better.
I like that.
That's even better. Man, this is genius.
Yeah, no kidding.
I love this.
Why can't I think of stuff like that?
I know, same.
And is this the last story? No, one
more.
Two
more left.
Okay, here we have from TimeExtension.com. We find out what the Evercade Nexus is tomorrow. Let's see. Update, Monday the 30th. The Evercade Nexus will be revealed tomorrow. It has been revealed. The announcement will take place at 4 p.m. What is BST? 11 a.m. EDT and 8 a.m. PDT. I don't know what those are, but if you know what those are your times.
11 a.m. or EDT is Eastern Daylight Time.
Oh, is BST
and
British
PDT.
Standard Time or something?
It must be. Yeah, so that'll be 10 a.m. for us.
Okay. So 10 a.m. Central on Tuesday. You'll be able to watch it unfold on the official Evercade YouTube channel. The original story here is Evercade maker Blaze just teased a new piece of hardware called the Evercade Nexus, adopting a similar approach to the one used when the company announced the Evercade Alpha series bar top arcades. Blaze has teased nothing but a name and predictably triggering plenty of speculation. Evercade Nexus coming soon, said in an email sent to subscribers, but what is it? You'll find out very shortly. Make sure that you're signed up on our social media channels and subscribe to our YouTube to find out all the news when it drops. Let's see. The Evercade family currently includes the EXPR, the VSR, the Alpha, and the Super Pocket devices, the latter of which is getting a special rare-themed edition soon. All of these machines run Evercade cartridges. Let's see. Do they have a price for any of these or anything? I know we've talked a lot about the Evercade, and I've always wanted to get one, but I've never actually looked into how much they cost.
Not off the top of my head. I know we've talked about the Super Pocket quite a bit because I'm going to be getting that rare themed edition of it. And I've been looking at the Evercade cartridges, and they have some pretty good stuff. So
yeah,
I think it's worth getting at least the Super Pocket. So I will be curious. I'll definitely watch the reveal of what the Nexus is. I don't want to really speculate on it because I have no idea.
Yeah,
but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. Of course, it comes out on Tuesday, the day after we do the show. Right now, the VS is the home console of the Evercade. It was originally released in 2021. It was refreshed as the VSR in 2024. The new version will cost $119.99 in the U.S. And let's see. Blaze's Fun Stock online store is also offering the ability to pre-order each console with a single Evercade cartridge for... It doesn't have it's got, is that British pounds, 109.98. Doesn't have American for that.
Mm.
Looks like
Yeah,
everything usually runs about 100 and 120 bucks for everything. It's just not bad.
yeah. Yeah, and I would recommend anybody, at least check out the Evercade website because they have all their games listed and what's on each cartridge. So, yeah, I might be getting more invested into Evercade
Yeah.
once that rare themed Super Pocket comes out.
Oh yeah. Here's the one we've been waiting on right here.
Okay, so you have the Mario movie coming out as we're recording this in 2 days. We were already excited for it. The trailers have looked great. Yoshi looks awesome. And then Nintendo decides to drop a bombshell a couple of days ago, and that is that Fox McCloud from Star Fox is going to make an appearance in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Which I could not believe that they didn't save that.
I know.
For like that, I would have screamed so loud in the theater if I had no clue that was going to happen. But they dropped the poster. He looks great. He looks like he walked right out of the video games. And then it was announced, and this is our story that we're going to talk about. This is from Variety. Glenn Powell to voice Fox McCloud in Super Mario Galaxy movie. Super Mario Galaxy movie is assembling even more A-list voice actors as Glenn Powell will bring to life Fox McCloud, the surprise Nintendo character joining the Mario Brothers. Powell posted a video on Instagram announcing the news Friday. Most recently starred in the thriller How to Make a Killing, plus last year's Running Man remake, and of course he was also in Top Gun Maverick, and that was kind of his breakout role.
And we can't forget he was in Scream Queens as Chad Radwell.
That's right, yeah.
That's where I found out about Glenn Powell. That I love. If you have never seen Scream Queens, I highly recommend Scream Queens.
Yeah, so this is big, and I think it's bigger than most like average moviegoers or average video game fans might think. Because like the movie was great, and we were kind of speculating like, oh, are they going to do more? Are we going to get a Metroid movie or a Star Fox movie? Mm-hmm. I think we're going to be getting a Star Fox movie because you're not going to cast Glenn Powell as a one-off.
Well, here's the question, Derek, which they're going to be doing a Star Fox spinoff. Does that also mean there's going to be a new Star Fox game coming out for the Nintendo?
That is a rumor. It is rumored that there's going to be a new Star Fox game. It's going to be released as soon as this summer. And there will also be a remake of Ocarina of Time for the Switch 2. And supposedly it's not like the 3DS version. This is like a from the ground up remake. It hasn't been confirmed by Nintendo. I will not be shocked if we do get a new Star Fox game that comes out maybe in like June or July, because I mean this is probably going to be the biggest movie of the year so far.
Oh, easily.
And I know there hasn't been a lot that's come out, but they proved that like they got it right. Video game movie code has been cracked. And I will say it's I don't know what they are because I'm going to stay away from spoilers. There are 2 post-credit scenes in this movie. I think one is going to be for a Star Fox spinoff, and I think the other one will be to set up the 3rd Mario movie.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get our first glimpse at Wario.
I can see that happening.
And there's only one man that can voice Wario, and that is Danny DeVito.
Oh, dude, you just nailed it.
It would be so good. He's the perfect choice.
I mean, I can't see anybody else doing that now that you say that. Like, I could not imagine anybody else doing that.
I thought of that as soon as the first movie came out. I'm like, if they ever bring in Wario, they have to get Danny DeVito.
Absolutely.
He will be an MVP, just like Jack Black, was for Bowser. But I know it's a lot of people are saying, "Oh, there's going to be a Smash Brothers movie." I do think that will happen, but I think it's still a bit too early to start teasing that because you got to introduce more characters.
Well, you said something the other day in our group chat that I was just like, if they don't do this, they're missing the greatest opportunity of all time. Where they mention the Smash Brothers initiative in a stinger,
Post credit scene.
post credit stinger.
I thought you were talking about what would happen or what I would do if Sonic showed up.
Well, what if Sonic shows up and mentions the Smash Brothers initiative?
I'll probably die. So I will. I can't do it justice unless I say what I actually said. So I'm going to go ahead and say it.
All right.
I said if Sonic shows up and mentions the Smash Brothers initiative, I will sneeze, piss, and shit myself at the exact same time. And that will be like, that's like a Mortal Kombat flawless victory. Like, I think you just have to die if that happens.
That's like hitting your the home button and your power button on the iPhone. It's like it just resets you. You're just gonna reset.
But this is really exciting. Like, this is, all jokes aside, if you had told me 20 years ago that we would get a good Mario movie, I would say you were insane.
Oh yeah.
Then not only is it going to be good, but it's going to get a sequel where they're going to bring in Fox McCloud.
Yeah.
So, and there could be other surprise characters. Like, Fox could have been the big one, but maybe there's somebody that will cause an even bigger reaction that Nintendo's keeping in their back pocket.
What if Captain Falcon shows up?
Oh, that would be hilarious.
They have so much they could do. They just the well is full of characters they could pull out.
You could get a Samus appearance since it takes place in different galaxies.
Yeah.
It could happen.
It could. I mean,
I don't know. It's an exciting time to
is it crazy
speculate.
that I'm more excited about Nintendo movies than I am for actual Nintendo hardware right now?
Oh no, I'm right there with you. And it's actually very smart of Nintendo because they have the library, they have the history. People like the Mario movie people of all ages will go see it. The kids will go see it because it looks fun. People like our age will go see it because we grew up playing Mario games. And now that it seems like we're actually going to get a Nintendo movie universe, it's genius.
I'm for it.
I hope the Zelda movie's good.
Yeah, the fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm most concerned about. But I'm definitely going to be seeing the Mario movie sometime this week. I don't know if I'm going to get to go opening night, but definitely by like Friday, I will go see it.
Yeah, I'm going to go see it as soon as possible because I've got 2 free tickets burning a hole in my Cinemark app that is going to be used for that movie.
Yeah, I got a couple of AMC gift cards that I'm going to be using for the same thing. But
yeah.
It's really exciting. It's a time that I never thought would happen.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's great to speculate. It's great to see what's going to happen. And I will say this in closing. I think Bradley Cooper would make an excellent Falco.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Ooh, you know what? What if Mother Brain shows up and it's it's like the Mother Brain from Captain N?
Melissa McCarthy should be the voice of that version of Mother Brain. And bring in that version of Mega Man and have him voiced by Joe Pesci.
Oh, yeah. And Simon Belmont, that version of Simon Belmont, he could be play. Who could play that? See, because I would think Glenn Powell would be good for that one, but who could play that?
I got
version?
one. I got one for you, Patrick Warburton.
Oh yeah, Patrick Warburton. Hey, Peter.
How can you afford these things?
That's my absolute favorite line from Joe.
When the helicopter and you see the propellers just cutting.
How do you afford these things? Oh, I don't remember what episode that was, but I want to go back and watch that.
I think it's the one where Peter finds out that his land is not like part of America, so he has his own country. It's called Pretoria.
Yeah, it's one where he gets the Peter copter, whichever one that was.
He does some kind of musical dance number to instead of "you can't touch this," it's "you can't touch me." He has diplomatic immunity.
So good. Those early episodes were so good.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's going to bring us to the end of the news. And before we go into the review, Derek, you want to do our Patreon shout outs?
As always, we like to shout out our awesome patrons over at patreon.com/nerdcaveretro, which we have a new addition that I'll announce a little bit later.
Yeah.
We want to shout out Jam the Ottoman, a.k.a. Sirum11590, Zachary Herring, Eek7674, Omnislick, Alex the Alley Cat, Justin Nispel, Riley, the official NCR fact checker, Mr. Wally Phelps, Nick W., Eld the Zombie, Yup Fed, a.k.a. Knife, Raven, Daniel Salmon, a.k.a. Bethany Fox, our amazing Discord community manager, Mr. B-Res Coffee himself, Mike Eveland, Xblade07, Carlos Longoria, a.k.a. I am the Rampage, Staff Sergeant Sketch, Gus and Penny, Matthew Salmon,
We have a new one.
and now we introduce a man who is known all around the world. It was recently discovered that in the financial world, he is simply known as Richard. Being accompanied by his manager, Sir Marcus Vontavious Alabama Chicken, known on the West Coast as Ellis, known in the exotic dance world.
Oh, I think I
as
farted
Yvonne.
a little bit.
Oh, that hurt.
Oh,
that was good.
Omnislick just jumped in the chat room and YouTube and said, "We are
Perfect
all here for
timing.
the Joey Image shout out." Oh, God.
Known in the fighting city of Philadelphia as Marco Sandwich. He is the American Salad, Venus the golf instructor, a man who knows his potato, the Dream Chaser. He is a violinist. He is a pianist. And he is an overall enjoyer of music. The undisputed Nerd Cave Retro Heavyweight Champion of the World, Joey Image. Joey.
It's getting ridiculously long at this point. Yeah, and just to let everybody know, he got a new name this week, Richard, from the what did you say, from the financial sector?
Let me pull up the message.
Yeah, because he was getting emails from some financial thing going, Richard, do this, do that.
From CSA Money, Richard, your fund limit has been updated. From Lone Gemini, Richard, review your amount when ready. It says here, hi, Richard. This is from CSA Money. Hi, Richard. Are you in a financial emergency? We're here to assist you with a funding request of $23,000. So relax. You are always fit for this. You deserve this. I'm reading this verbatim, by the way. Like, Jason, Wally, and Joey can back me up. You should have a vacation from those outstanding debts. Click here to complete your application. This should be studied. Like, I don't mean that to be sarcastic. Like, this is, I think about this multiple times a week because, like, how does this happen?
He gets more random, just weird texts and emails than anybody I know that are just addressed to the wrong person.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, at first I assumed it was like, somebody's got like switched two numbers and the phone number or whatever the case may be, but this is pretty wild. But yeah, the intro is getting ridiculously long.
One more.
And last but not least,
Mama Diamond.
Donna Diamond, thank you all so much for your continued contributions and keeping the lights on for us here at the Nerd Cave Retro Show. For as little as $1 a month, you get your own custom RSS feed with 0 ads. If you want to hear fun conversations like this completely uninterrupted by ads, it just costs you $1 a month. And you get early access to our bonus episodes, which include commentary tracks, roundtable discussions. We've even done a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. And our most recent Patreon episode, we revisited for the first time in 5 years the iconic Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah. And we explain at the beginning of the episode what happened. Basically, we redid an episode we already did because everything was out of order. And we didn't remember watching it. So it was like doing a whole new episode all over again.
It's so nice. We recorded it twice.
Yeah.
It's interesting because a lot of those older shows, like they have the numbering issue. Like ironically enough, the Sonic cartoon that I used to watch, not Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but the other one, it has the same issue because you go on like Plex or Paramount Plus or whatever it's on, and what they say is the first episode is not the actual first episode.
Yeah, it's weird.
And what's sad is I remember watching the actual first episode at my aunt's house when I was a kid. But don't ask me what I had for lunch 2 days ago because I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, Nick says Joey needs to use Incogni or Delete Me, one of those two services. I've heard of Delete Me before.
Yeah, but then how else are we going to get new names for his intro?
Yeah, no, we got to keep it so we can have a whole separate Google Doc just for his names.
And there's probably some that we forgot, if I'm being perfectly honest. But yeah, if you want to be a part of our awesome Patreon community, just head over to patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. And for new patrons, be sure to send us your social media info so we can give you a proper shout out.
And tonight, going to be talking about Double Dribble is a 1986 basketball video game developed and published by Konami for the arcades. It was the second basketball game by Konami following Super Basketball. It was considered the most realistic basketball sports game upon release with fast-paced action. Not really. In the arcade, maybe. Detailed players, a large side-scrolling court, innovative cinematic slam dunks, and detailed sound effects, beginning a trend where presentation would play an increasingly important role in sports games. It was released on November 4th of 1986. It doesn't say exactly when it was released for the NES, does it? No,
it does not.
So probably somewhere in 87, it probably came out for the NES.
It does say here 87, but it doesn't have a month or a date.
It doesn't have an exact date, but I think this game was relatively new when I got it as a kid. Well, I didn't get my NES till 88, so it was one of the first games I ever got for the NES. I think it might have been a Christmas present or something like that. But it was just one of those games that I just always had. I don't remember exactly when I got it. It was one of those NES games that everybody had. Like it was like DVD copies of The Matrix in the early 2000s. Like it just came in the mail. Like everybody had a copy of The Matrix for DVD. It was just one of those games that just everybody had. And I wrote in my notes here, not a lot of notes for this one. I'm just going to talk about the nostalgia of it. It's pretty basic and nothing truly special about it. It's great and groundbreaking for its time, but a game like this is fun for about 5 minutes unless you're playing couch co-op with someone. And another thing is that you can't skip the halftime show, and I'm pretty sure one of the mascots is a blue dildo, but we're just skip right over that. This is one of those games that I don't know if you had anything to say about that, Derek, but
no, I was just gonna say, I never played Double Dribble. I vaguely remember hearing about it back in the day. Konami made it, so it's at least gonna be decent. I think it sounds really good. You heard from the intro that you played for it, and that was something that was kind of a Konami staple.
Yeah,
was having good music. And it looks really good for a game that was made around that time. Like the colors pop really well. And the characters aren't the most detailed, but when you look at when this game came out, it really stands out just by the look of it alone. Like it's, and you touched on it too. Like it has a great presentation to it, which is pretty important, especially back then.
Yeah, and it's one of those games that I feel like it was really important for what basketball games would be moving forward. Like you said, it still looks great, sounds great. It's kind of rough to control, with just the two buttons. It's pretty basic, for being. But I mean, it's great for it to be an NES game, but it is pretty basic for what it could do. But like you said, it's a Konami game. Konami games always look great. They sounded great because Konami was able to take sound chips and put sound chips in the actual cart so that the sound chip in the cart would work with the sound chip on the NES, so you would get more tracks for the actual music. That's why Konami games always sounded better than other video games, because they were just able to get more out of the NES with their music. And Omnislick does point out in the chat room, says the slam dunk cutscenes were amazing for the time. That's literally one of the things we would just try to do when I was a kid. You played this game so you could get the dunk sequence, the little cutscene of the dunk. That's what you tried to do. You never tried to do three-pointers. You never tried to just, do regular shots. You would just try to get a dunk every single time because it just looked so cool. That's just what you did when we were kids.
Yeah, and it even goes to the time of that period in basketball. Like you watch basketball today, it feels like a slam dunk or any kind of dunk is just kind of like it's almost like a normal part of basketball. But when you watched it on TV back then, it felt like a big deal. It was almost like a kill shot in Halo, or like getting a fatality in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and Armez Jackson said in the chat room, says playing the Famicom Disk System version, exciting basketball is a little different. Sounds are tweaked a bit and no dunk cutscenes. That sucks with no dunk scenes. That's what you play it for. Lame. Yeah, I mean it's like you said, it's pretty basic. It's pretty standard. You can go in there and you can do little tweaks to you can set your quarters to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you want to set the quarters at. Why you would do 20-minute quarters is beyond me. And it's just one of those things. Like this is a game that I think everybody had this game. You can get it for really cheap because there's just these Double Dribble games are a dime a dozen. So you can get them for pretty cheap. If you want to have an NES collection, it's nice to have in the collection because it is a conversation starter, especially with people that played NES back then, because everybody played this game. Everybody's going to see Double Dribble on your shelf and be like, oh, I remember Double Dribble. And then you talk about the dunk scenes and, finding that sweet spot on the floor where you could always get the 3-pointer, that kind of stuff like that. It's just not something you'll sit and play, like by yourself. It's like I said, it's fun for about 5 minutes for the nostalgia. And then it's like, whew, this is kind of rough.
What's surprising about this game, especially, coming off of our conversation about NBA Jam, which was 2 versus 2, this is like 5 versus 5. Mm-hmm. So it's an actual like number of players that are on the court, which is kind of crazy because this was before the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, there is a lot of flickering with this game too, because there is so much going on the screen. I think that's why it runs a little slow too. It's definitely, I don't remember the arcade game too much, but I could pretty much guarantee this one runs a lot slower than the arcade game, because the NES would suffer from slowdown if you had too much going on the screen at the same time. But yeah, it's great for what it did as far as just being a really good couch co-op game for kids back then, but it doesn't hold up at all.
Yeah, and that's disappointing because unfortunately a lot of the games that we kind of hold in high regard, that we have that nostalgia for, you go back and play them now and it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's not like Blades of Steel or Tecmo Bowl where you can still go back and have fun with those games. This is just there's so many better games that came out after this. Like even, you reviewed a few weeks ago, NBA Jam. Games like that, they're just so much better and faster and more fun than something like this. Like, when you're doing your free throws on this one, it's kind of interesting because it's got this little circle on that goes up and down on top of the net, so you got to wait for it to touch the net in order for you to make the free throw. Stuff like that's kind of neat for the time, but now it's just like, ugh. Why would you play this?
And depending on how you look at it, like you can say that it doesn't hold up as well, but we use the Super Mario Brothers analogy all the time. And not to say that the original Mario Brothers sucks, but the games have gotten so much better. But it all had to start somewhere.
Yeah. And Armez Jackson brings up something in the chat I actually wanted to bring up. He said, I've mastered Double Dribble against the CPU. Highest game I've ever had was 110-12, which is amazing. Ooh. Because even on the easiest difficulty, this game is impossible. The computer is way too good. I don't think I've ever won a single game against the computer on this game. It is, even on the easy setting, it's way too hard.
Sounds like Armez Jackson needs to enter a Double Dribble tournament.
Yeah, no kidding. That's insane.
Yeah, he says, or Nick says, if I wanted to play a basketball game that isn't an arcade game, I'd play NBA Live 95 on Super Nintendo. I remember that name.
Yeah,
but I never played it.
But I think you're gonna get for this era of gaming. I think the SNES is probably your best bet for basketball games. I haven't played. I don't know how many basketball games there were for the NES. I know there was Double Dribble, and I know I talked about actually doing Arch Rivals at some point. And I know Arch Rivals is like the precursor to NBA Jam, so I'd like to try that out and see if it's any good. But yeah, I mean, I loved playing Double Dribble as a kid, but it is going back to it now. The nostalgia is rose-colored glasses at this point, because you would not want to play this today. But back then, man, we had a blast playing this. And actually, I wanted to talk about something. This game is the reason I got in one of the 2 fights I've ever been in my life. And I lost both of them. But, I was just a kid, But I was probably, I'd say probably 11, maybe 12 at the time. And I may have talked about him before. I had this friend that lived up the road. His name was Joey. And we were the same age, same grade. and we were friends. And he was actually his NES was the very first one I ever played. His house. I have a memory. My very first memory of Super Mario Brothers is playing Super Mario Brothers at his house when he got his Nintendo, which he got his like about a year before I got mine. And he had this friend. Well, I guess it was a cousin of his that we were in the same grade together. But this dude named Chris, and this kid named Chris was like kind of built like Shrek, and he had failed like the first and the third grade, and we were in this. I was probably in the sixth grade at this time, so I was probably about 11 or 12. And this kid was easily 2 years older than the both of us, and just built like Shrek. And he was kind of a bully at school, but he was like Joey's cousin, and he had gotten kicked out. He lived with his grandmother because I guess his parents didn't want anything to do with him or something. I don't know. But this kid always kind of had problems. And so he was living with his grandmother, and then he got kicked out, and he started living with Joey at his house. His parents let him move in with them. And so Joey called me up one day. I was like, hey, bring Double Dribble. We're going to play some Double Dribble for a while. I was like, all right, cool. So, I grabbed my Double Dribble, threw it in my backpack, got on my bike, and biked down the road to Joey's house. And I get there, and this kid, Chris, is sitting there. I'm like, what is this kid doing here? And Joey's like, he's living with us for a little while, blah, 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 whatever. So he's like, did you bring Double Dribble? Yeah. And so we started playing Double Dribble for a little while, having fun. And, I'm kind of tolerating this Chris kid, and he's playing with us and everything. But I'm there for a few hours, and, the sun's starting to go down. And I'm like, all right, guys, well, I got to get running, and I'm going to go ahead and go, and I'll see you guys later. So I go to grab Double Dribble out of the NES, and Chris gets up and knocks me out the way, pulls the Double Dribble out of the NES and goes, this is mine. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's mine.
Hell?
He's like, no, this is mine. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, dude, give me my game. And I reached over and yanked it out of his hand. And this kid, now keep in mind, this kid literally is like 5.5, maybe 6 feet tall in the sixth grade, like easily 200 pounds. I mean, this kid is just like built like a tank. I was like 90 pounds until I was like 15 years old. Like, I'm just a little skinny stick of a kid. And so he just shoves me as hard as he can. I flew across the room backwards and landed in Joey's dad's shotgun rack that he had in the living room that had this plate glass, front on it. And I smashed through the glass. Like, I don't know how I didn't get like just cut to ribbons. And dude, I just freaked out and just like ran out the door, got my bike, pedaled my ass home. And I get home and I'm all shaking and freaked out. And my mom's like, what's wrong? And I immediately just busted out crying, told her what happened. And so she called Joey's mom at work because nobody was at home. None of the parents were home that day. She called Joey's mom at work, and she must have got pretty pissed because that Chris kid disappeared. I never really saw him again after that. He never really came back to school. I don't know what happened to him. If he went to juvie or what.
Holy crap.
So, yeah, that's one of the memories I have associated with Double Dribble.
That was not the direction I was expecting this conversation to go. Wow.
It was a pretty scary moment of my life. Like, it was scarring, like traumatizing. And it's just kind of like, wow, that was not cool.
Not only did you get shoved into a rack full of shotguns, but you're lucky you didn't get cut to hell.
Yeah, no kidding. I know his dad, Joey's dad, was pretty pissed too when he got home. He didn't blame me or anything, but I'm sure that they told that Chris kid to, like, he's got to go. Because, like, I mean, we were just kids, and like, I don't know, this kid's like way older than I was, and it was just like threw me across the room like a rag doll, man. And what if one of those shotguns would have been loaded or something? Like,
yeah,
that could have been a bad situation.
Yeah. Wow.
This was, and everybody, and if anybody's like, why didn't he have the shotguns in a safe or something like that? Guys, this was like 1989. You know,
It was a different time.
it was a different time. Like parents proudly displayed their shotgun cases in the living room, in the 80s.
Yeah, especially here in the South.
Yeah, the guys were proud of their guns. They still are, but at least now
Yeah.
they're smart enough to keep them under lock and key.
Oh, that's insane.
So yeah, that's my double dribble story. The other time I got beat up was my friend Jason. Like, we were friends. I don't even know why we were fighting. We were in the 4th grade. We were at PE, and I was on the bottom of the bleachers, and he was like way up top. And I think we were just having one of those days where like we just weren't really doing anything. We're just kind of screwing around. And I remember I was sitting there talking to somebody, and I was kind of like up on my, had my hands like out to the side of me, and he come running down the bleachers and stomped on my hand. And I got up and I was like, dude, you just stomped on my hand. And I pushed him. And then the next thing I know, he just decked the shit out of me. And I was just like, I didn't even know what happened. All I remember was just like, dude, you hit me. I pushed him, and then I saw stars. And then the PE teacher was dragging us into the office. Like, I didn't even know what happened. He just decked the crap out of me.
I feel like anytime there's a fight at school, it just like it happens so fast.
Yeah.
if you're not looking when the fight starts, because it only happens for like 2 or 3 seconds.
And I don't even think we got in trouble. I don't even think we got written up, because I think the teacher was just like, dude, you guys are friends. What's wrong with you? Go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think we got sent home early that day or something like that.
It wasn't one of those things where people crowd around going, fight.
Yeah,
fight,
no,
fight,
not
fight.
at all. It was just like I just got decked, and then the teacher was like right there. So it was like, why'd you hit me right in front of the teacher?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't get that.
I could tell you why. 9-year-olds are dumb. That's why.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
That is very fair.
didn't mean to bring everybody down with my my horrible, almost dying story with Double Dribble. But that's a pretty core memory.
I can understand. Like that's not something you really forget.
Yeah, and I was not allowed to go to Joey's for a while. My mom told Joey's mom that as long as that Chris kid was living there, Jason's not coming over there anymore. I was like, yeah, I'm not sad about that.
Did your friend Joey, did he move to New Jersey and become a pro wrestler?
No, this is a different Joey. Honestly, I don't know what happened to that Joey. After I think we got at some point he must have moved or something, because we around that we just never went to the same like junior high. I think he went off to a different junior high than I did, because I don't think I've seen him since the 6th grade.
That happens a lot, unfortunately, when you're that age. When you got the parents that move because of like new jobs or military or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of kids that I was friends with in elementary school that just didn't go to the same school as I did when we went to junior high, and I had to like make all new friends, because all of my friends went off to Gulfport because of just the way the city lines were. Like, I was on one side of the city line and all my friends were on the other, and I got sent to a whole different school. I was like, it kind of sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened to me too. Like friends that I had a lot in common with.
Yeah.
Like whether it was games or shows that we would talk about, we'd get to like the 6th grade or in high school, they'd go somewhere else.
Yeah. And then you get to be an adult, and you make friends, and then the friends go away for no reason whatsoever. You just kind of stop talking to each other. And life's just kind of weird.
Yeah, because I mean, we could do a whole separate podcast on that, because it's like most of the people that I even like regularly talk to, like 5-6 years ago, don't really.
Same. I mean, you and Wally and Joey and Rampage, like I talk to you guys all the time, but there are people that I've known my whole life that I haven't talked to in years, just because, I don't know, you just kind of stop talking to one another.
Yeah, life happens, and with some people, sometimes it's for the best.
Yeah, I think about
We
that.
won't get into that.
I think about that Double Dribble story a lot, and I just kind of wonder what happened to that kid, Joey. You know, like what is he? Is he still alive? Like I wouldn't even know. Like unless I looked him up on Facebook, I guess I could, but he didn't seem like, even as a kid, he didn't seem like the kind of guy that would grow up to be a guy that would go on Facebook. I mean, this is the kind of kid that's probably like, working on a diesel engine or something right now.
We're off on an oil rig in the middle of the ocean somewhere.
But that's going to bring us to the end. I don't, as a number grade, I really don't, I feel like it's unfair to give it a grade. I would say it's right there in the middle. It's like a 5, a 5 out of 10 if I had to give it, because like I said, it's not great. It's not good. It's not bad. It's kind of a game that you just kind of want on the shelf, but then you never play it. It's one of those games.
Yeah, and I mean that's very fair.
But coming up next week, what are you reviewing, Derek?
So I can't believe I've forgot this, but when we did the show last week, it was actually 25 years to the day that the WWF, of course now known as WWE, bought WCW. And I think it was 3 days later that they aired the final episode of WCW Nitro. And that's going to be the game I review next week, WCW Nitro for the PlayStation. I have not played this game since I was a kid, so we're going to see how it holds up. I don't have very high hopes, but either way, it'll be a fun discussion for next week.
Derek, you're in your 40s now. Do you ever find yourself, anybody...
I'm a few months away.
A few months away, but
basically.
when you're approaching your 40s, do you ever find yourself just staying up way too late on YouTube watching old wrestling matches from like the 80s and 90s?
Not only that, but I'll put them on at work because I have an extra monitor that I just have as like my show or like YouTube screen. And yeah, I'll put on stuff from like 98, or I'll go through and watch some of the old WrestleManias.
Dude, because my YouTube algorithm is so jacked right now. It's like,
so is mine.
Here's the thing. I watch those 12-hour streams of like black screen, but like fan noise. So like half of the videos I get suggested are just black screen fan noise. The other half are just like, do you want to watch Royal Rumble from like 1988? I'm like, yes, I do.
Because why not?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what my top 3 videos are. When I go to YouTube, it'll be like usually Attitude Era from wrestling, video game remixed music, and Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah, I watch a lot of UFO stuff too. So not only do I get do you want to watch Royal Rumble, but do you want to hear about, the Barney and Betty Hill story for the 80th time? I'm like, yes, I do. Thank you.
Yeah, because this one might have something different.
Yeah, might have something different this time. But next week, everybody, WCW Nitro. And then not sure what I'm doing after that. I know I was going to do what was it? Who was it that asked me to do? Nick Opaleski on Facebook had asked me a while back to do Showdown Legends of Wrestling, which I wanted to do for WrestleMania month, but it's too expensive right now. If I can just come across a cheat, or if anybody has a copy they'll let me borrow, you can DM me. I'll tell you where to send it, and then I'll send it back when I'm done. So if you have a GameCube copy, or I don't know if it was on PS2, if it was on a PS2 copy of Showdown Legends of Wrestling, just send it to me. I'll pay for the postage. Just send it to me, and then I'll send it back when I'm done. And but I don't know what I want to do after that. And then if you guys also have any top 5 suggestions too, hit us up with those. The Patreon people, hit us up with your top 5 suggestions as well, because we're looking for some more top 5s here soon.
Yeah, for sure. It says here Showdown Legends of Wrestling came out for the PS2 and the Xbox.
Oh, I thought there was for the GameCube too. But yeah, if you have a PS2 copy, let me know. And yeah, if you can send it to me, I'll pay for the postage, and then I'll send it back to you. But other than that, I'm gonna have to find something else to do for WrestleMania. But I'll figure that out over the next week. But Derek,
You got time.
what is going on with you in the real world?
If you want to give me a follow on Instagram and Threads, I'm at Derek D Diamond. I'm trying to become a little more regular of posting stuff. I've been taking a social media break just because it's toxic and
Yeah.
it sucks. So that's a discussion for a whole nother podcast. But yeah, you can give me a follow there, and yeah, I'll give you a follow back.
Sweet. And I got something big happening on, actually, I'm glad I remembered this. On the 20th, I will not be here. We're not going to have a show on April 20th because I need that week to prepare, because the 21st, which is a Tuesday, I got something huge in the works. So follow me on Facebook. Jason Robbins over on Facebook. Or J Funktastic, I think I got it there too, but whatever. Just follow me over on Facebook or Threads. And on the 21st, something really cool is happening, but I can't tell everybody about it because I'm kind of under strict orders to not talk about it. But there's something cool happening on the 21st that's going to be live streamed. And if you're paying attention to my Facebook page or Threads, I will let everybody know where it's going to be live streamed. And if you miss it, you might be able to catch a restream of it, or it's going to be on the local Fox channel like a week or two later. But you know, I'll keep everybody updated after it happens. I'll let everybody know where they can watch it if they miss it. But on the 21st, something cool is happening, and I would love for everybody to watch on live stream, but I can't tell what it is, and that sucks.
Excellent.
So keep an eye out, everybody. Other than that, we're going to walk out the door. Is that everything? Is that everything, Derek, before we get out of here?
I think so.
Well, let's walk out the door. If you want to email us at nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. Guess what? You can leave us a voice message, too, at voicecast.app/NCR. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just go there, leave a message. That's it, and we'll play it on the show. nerdcaveretro.com. That's our link tree. That takes you everywhere you need to go. All the social medias, the Patreon, the voicemail, and of course the merch shop, which is at ncrmerch.com. We got all kind of designs for t-shirts, hats, stickers, magnets, bags, mugs, whatever your nerdy heart desires. If you can't do that, I understand times are tough right now. But you know what's free? Leaving us a review and a 5-star rating on all those podcasting platforms. So Derek, please tell them what it's all about.
May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.
Yes. Double Dribble.
My name is Freeze. Learn it well, for it's the chilling sound of your doom.
And that's an episode, everybody. Oh, shoot, I forgot to put the box art up. There it is, everybody. That's the box art for Double Dribble.
Sweet.
But yeah, let me hit the subscribe thing there. Thank you all for hanging out with us, everybody in the chat room, Nick and OmniSlick, y'all, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Is there anything else you want to say before we leave, Derek?
No, I think I'm good. Everybody have a good week.
All right, play our little outro thing here. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. We'll be back here next Monday.